Let's talk a little bit more about evaluation. And when you're talking about evaluation, you're really trying to determine how well the students are learning. Really, you're trying to figure out how good a job you are doing, because that's what determines how well the students are learning. But you need to evaluate that. You do that by quizzing, by testing, maybe even a practical test or a check ride. But let's take a look at oral quizzing. It's one way you could evaluate a student, and oral quizzing has some advantages because it reveals the effectiveness of the instructor's procedures. Did you get it across? Well, also it identifies points which need more emphasis. If they can't answer the questions, maybe you need a little more emphasis there. And it promotes active student participation. That is assuming the student answers you. If the student does answer you, they must have participated. Now, what are good, effective oral questions that you might ask? Well, they should be brief, because if it's real long, you're making a speech, you're not asking a question. They should be concise, because they got to be short enough that the student understands it. But on the other hand, the question should be difficult, because if they're too easy, what was the point of asking the question? Now, oral questions can loosely be classified as either fact questions or thought questions. On the test, they're going to ask you if a question requires an answer based solely on memory or recall. Would that be a thought question? The answer is no. If all they have to do is remember or recall something, that sucker's a fact question. Now, let's assume that you're working with a student and the student asks you a question. Oh, all of a sudden the tables are turned. Now, it is extremely important that as an instructor, you understand the question before you answer it. Why is that? Very often, instructors will jump in and answer, oh, I know what you're asking, and answer it, and the student says, oh, no, that's not what I was asking at all. On the other hand, many times, if an instructor does not understand the question the student asked, they may answer a question, and it's a different question from the one the student asked. Yet the student is not aware that the instructor does not understand. They take this answer and they walk away from it and they're satisfied, and they've got the wrong answer. So make sure as an instructor that you understand a question before you answer the question.